And today we are going to talk some more about windmills or modern wind turbines and thinking about how they relate to energy and asking questions about energy. So let's look at this picture, this photograph. I want you to think, have you ever seen a machine like this in real life? I shared with you last week about going through the wind farms on the way to Nebraska and how large they were. So some of you said you had seen them, some of you hadn't, and that's okay. But a lot of you did say that you had seen the blades come through on 18-wheeler trailers. So thinking about how big those blades are and how long they are, how tall do you think that the actual wind turbine would be? On average, wind turbines that are in the United States, the modern ones, are about 328 feet tall. So that's about as tall as a 30-story building. So think about a building that would be 30 stories tall. That's about the same size as these wind turbines. So, what do you think that this wind turbine is designed to do? So, we looked at the old-fashioned windmills and we watched the video of them grinding wheat and grain into flour. But these modern wind turbines don't do that. These modern wind turbines are kind of like the models that we created yesterday or that we used yesterday to turn on a light. These wind turbines are used to generate electricity. And I mentioned wind farms, which sounds kind of funny to think about, but typically where you see these, just like in this photograph, there's a lot of them, a lot of these turbines in one place. So let's take a look at this next photograph. This is a photograph of a wind farm. And I want you to pause the video here. And I want you to go to the Google Slides assignment. And I want you to type in some things that you notice and some things that you wonder by looking at these two images. So pause the video now, go to your Google slide that's linked in this assignment. You're going to type in some things that you notice about the photograph of the wind farm, some things you notice about the diagram of the wind farm, and some things that you wonder about those two pictures. So pause the video now and take care of that, then come back and watch the rest of the video. Alright, so looking at this diagram, what do you think could be traveling or going through those wires? What's the purpose of the wires? Probably one of the things that you came up with is electricity or energy. So how does energy transform? How does it go from the wind spinning the blades of the wind turbine to changing it to light or another form of energy that we can use for something? Those are all some questions that we'll be answering. So we talked just a second ago, we mentioned electricity and energy. So energy is necessary to make something happen. I want you to think, you don't have to record it anywhere, we'll talk about it in class tomorrow, but I want you to think about some things that would require energy. And just kind of make a list in your head and be ready to talk about those. So, what is energy? What do we use it for? That's sure going to be your final question. I want you to think about. We'll discuss it and record some things in our logbook tomorrow. So have an answer prepared for what is energy when you come to class tomorrow.